All right, everybody, we're back. Today, we're working on this old truck. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have to first wash this thing down really well, scuff it up with some gray scuff pad, use some wax and grease remover, and then we're gonna be putting on some of this Poppy's Patina. Now, I'm underneath the shade tree this morning. It's already getting hot. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. It's Father's Day, by the way. Happy Father's Day. But we're gonna get this thing, try to clean it up a little bit. I'm actually gonna put it in the garage to actually put on the clear coat. But with all the different colors on this truck, it ought to be pretty cool. We're just trying to get this thing in that 4th of July parade. So this is my dad's old truck, so what a better way to put on some Poppy's Patina and try to keep this thing preserved and look the best that it can for my dad. So let's get busy. Maybe my kids will come out and they'll help me with it this morning, but they're sleepyheads, so we'll see. So of course we got the product right here. So it's gonna have, it's a matte finish, so hopefully that works out pretty well. I think it should be pretty cool. You've got the catalyst, and then you've got the product here. You got a couple applicator pads. And I went ahead and also went by O'Reilly Auto Parts and got me some gray scuff pads, a few mixing cups, which is nice because I think it's an 8-to-1. So we want to mix that up and be good to do that in a actual mixing cup. And we got a few of those so we can make a couple coats. So anyway, this is the old truck. Pretty excited to see what that stuff looks like. Old flatbed, it's a 3600, so I guess technically a 3/4 ton, but you know, it has a heavy duty axle underneath it, dually. Got some new tires on it this week, so I'm pretty pumped about that. Got the old split rims. Had to find a company that was willing to work with me to put those things on, because a little dangerous. I wasn't willing to do it. Let the tire experts handle it. But I will get a couple of new tires for the front. Like I said, we'll scuff this thing down and see what it looks like. So I'm really interested. Like I said, we'll pull the vehicles out and get this in the garage. But you can already see where I splashed that little bit of water on it. Look at the difference. So this ought to be really neat once we get it put on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my soap out and get to washing this thing. Probably have to grab a ladder. This thing's tall. And then might be able to use that flatbed to reach over on the back side of it. So that's handy. But definitely got a lot of cleaning to do and scuffing it up, smoothing it out a little bit, the best we can. And then let's move on. All right, let's give this thing a quick little rinse and then try to wash it off and scuff it off. All right, so I'm gonna grab my wash bucket. So I kind of sprayed it down, gave it a little bit of washing. It's rough, it's been sitting out all the time. Now, put a little water up here. I need to try to scuff this down with a pad real quick. Gotta get my gun. All right, so let me shoot a little water on here. Just give me something to work with. I think I'm gonna start with this fender first, and then maybe we'll go over to the, maybe we'll try the hood. The hard part here is not gonna be taking off all the color. I just need to kind of make it smooth. I really want it to stay about where it's at. I thought that was dirt, but that was actually the paint coming through. I'm not gonna go too crazy with it because I want to keep the color on there, and I think that's gonna be the hard part about this, is finding that balance. All right, sprayed a little bit of that off. Let me get you down here where you can see this. So this old truck, it's definitely no farm truck. It's lived a pretty rough life, and it stays out all the time, even at my dad's place. You can see it's got some rust and stuff coming in here, but just feeling it, it's got it knocked down pretty good. I mean, there's not a bunch of flakes hanging off there, but you can see the different colors coming through. We got some primer, and I really think this was a different green. Come around here to the other side and you can kind of see it. I really think it was that darker green originally. I don't know if someone done a rattle can job on this thing or what, but we're gonna leave it. You can see some of it bleeding through here, but I think if we can get just some more of this, you can actually feel the roughness in it. You can feel the roughness in that, in the texture. So, but this is knocked down pretty good. I think I'd be fine with clearing over it. It's a lot smoother. So let's just go ahead and do the same process on the rest of this. And all right, so we've done the fender and the door, so it's definitely smoother. I've actually got some of this hood. I've only done from about here over, but let's see what kind of colors can come through. And I'm really not sure what the original paint is. I think it's this darker green, but anyway, let's see what's going on here. I'll rinse it off. I don't know, you know, the only bad thing is kind of a black. So I don't know if that's just a base or a primer. But, you know, this was all rusted, just like this up here. The surface rust. But now it's a lot smoother. But look at the color. I mean, a lot of people is going to say this is ridiculous, but once you put that clear on there, or it's a matte.
Yeah.
But once we get that matte finish on there, everything ought to look pretty good. I really like this right here. I don't know what that is, but anyway, I'm gonna mix up some fresh water. My water's getting pretty messed up, and just keep on going. We'll see what this color turns into. All right, so here's the first wash on the second side of the hood. So let's see what it looks like. Did I blow that other mid off?
In the bucket.
Oh, well, I didn't need to go in the bucket, but anyway. Well,
yeah, I think you need to work the other side.
oh, is this side better than the other side?
A lot better.
Heck, I think, well, that side was a little worse. But yeah, you're right. Well, it brought a lot of it out, didn't it? Yeah, it's awesome. I think that's the original color.
Almost matched.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's what Dawson and I was talking about earlier. If it was all still this color, it'd be so sweet. But yeah, look at that black within there. Do you think that's the base? What do you think?
What, the black?
Yeah.
Maybe. Best case, and you're not getting any more blue out of the other side.
No, but I think what I'm gonna do, because of scuff pads, getting a hot one does so much better. I'll try to use that one, knock some more down, and I think I'm just gonna come back and do the whole thing again.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's, we'll keep on with the rest. You can hear how rough it is. This thing sat out for years at Mom and Dad's on the place in Oklahoma. We thought the motor was blown up. We actually got it running, starts and runs. Not great, but it does start and run. But it's just a lot of years of sitting outside. All right, let's take a quick look and see what it looks like. It's not perfect, but I like it. Let's keep on with the fender. All right, we got the cowl. Got it knocked down. It just had a lot of crud on it, and there's a little bit of flakiness up there, but it'll work. Just trying to get it good enough to get something to stick to. Now, let's go ahead and head on up here to the top. And if this roof wasn't so big, I could probably get a lot up from up there. Crazy thing about this, we've never fixed this. That back glass is actually plexiglass. What happened was, he was hauling some hay one day, went down there by the old gas station. These stacks blew out a spark and caught the hay on fire. Dumb move, I know. And instead of just knocking the bells off and putting them out, the whole volunteer fire department rolled up, let it on the truck, let it stay on the truck, and then they tried to squirt the whole truck down and got the back glass hot and popped the back glass. So another one of Dad's fine fixes. Probably should have repainted it. I put a new glass in it, but we just left it. You can see where it's actually really rusty because it burnt the paint off and flaked it. I'm just going to scuff it and we'll clear it. Big difference. I'm sure you can see that, but let me get in here a little closer. That is a big difference. Like I said, I'm not going to take too much of that out. I actually like the way it looks. All right, check this dude out. So this is just after the first scrubbing. I think I'm going to do one more just to kind of lightly scrub and really mainly just kind of hit this fender and this hood again. It was really rusty. You can see we got a lot of color back, but it's still a little rough. So I think I'm going to try that and the fenders, try to pop them one more time. And then maybe even this fender a little bit. It doesn't match all the way around, but who cares? I love it. And so we're going to scuff it one more time. Then we're going to probably just wash it. Just give it a good washing, let it dry off, blow it off. And then I think we're going to go ahead and move on to doing the wax and grease remover. And then, as long as everything's good, we're going to go ahead and apply the product. I'm gonna try to knock the whole thing out today and give it some time to cure. Hopefully it'll be in good shape. Okay. All right, so it's time. Let's, we got these trucks out of the way, out of the garage. It's time to go ahead and see if we can get this truck fired up. Hopefully it will. And let's bring it in here. We gotta let this metal cool down and do a little wax and grease remover. We're putting on product. Hopefully it'll start. Oh, shoot. They say fuel injection starts quicker, but that's pretty quick, wasn't it? They're watching to make sure I don't hit the roof. That ought to do it. Well, we had to move the square body. Of course, Blaine couldn't resist the opportunity to take the old truck for a cruise, which I don't blame them. Hey, that's weak. Huh? Put it in first. Now you can do it. The bad thing is I put new back brakes on that turd. We probably shouldn't have done that. We're in our neighborhood, so we apologize.
My turn in the white truck?
No, we better go somewhere else for that. Anyhow. Man, you're right. It does look good, don't it?
I know, it's stupid.
All right, so we're back and we got the truck in. What I'm gonna do is use a little bit of, well, I got a couple microfiber cloths and I got some of this paint prep. So it's basically, it's a pre-cleaner for a paint job, wax and grease remover. So I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna wipe everything down. I'm gonna get the cab, all the doors and all this up here. So just to kind of follow up, I wound up scuffing the whole truck twice and then I washed it again. So it actually was washed the first time, then I scuffed it again with some fresh pads, and then washed it, and then we'll do this. Now you're saying, well, wait a minute, Ryan, this truck is not that nice. Why are you doing all that? This thing's been sitting out for a long time, so it needed it. And once I put this on here, with it being a wipe-on clear, you've got to do it one time. You got to wait to let it cure for 24 hours before you can put on another coat. So I needed to make sure to do it right. I'll go here just to make sure we got it, the surface where it can stick really good. And then we'll just continue the process all the way around it. So probably going to turn this off, get busy. Once I get all this done, then we're going to mix up some product. Now we need to go ahead and mix up some of this. So I've got the matte clear coat and then the catalyst, so it's an 8-to-1, and we're going to have to set it up on here. Actually, I think what I'm going to do, it's 1 quart, so 32 ounces. So I'm going to do 16 ounces and I'll go to 18 to get my 2 ounces of the catalyst. I think it's going to wind up using all that. And I only washed the front side of this thing, but boy, the flatbed of this thing is super dirty. All right, so here we go. Wait, how much did I say I was going to use? 16 ounces, and then we'll go 2 ounces. Which 16 ounces is going to give us 1 coat. That means I'll have an exact amount for a next batch. Okay, so that's 16. This way we'll be able to put a second coat on if we want. Now for 2 ounces of the catalyst. Okay. Okay. So that got us this. So that's got us to 18. Make sure I get that tight. So that's got us to 18. So that's both of those in there. We're at the 18 mark. Let me get something to stir this up. We need to get it setting, working together really well. And we'll get an applicator. I'm going to get some gloves. And we're going to be good to start wiping it on. Get me some gloves here, and I got my ladder. I'm sure this truck is not going to turn out perfect, but it's far from it anyway, so. But that hood and fenders are going to look good. They brought out some really good color. Let me get something to stir this bad boy with. Well, I couldn't find a paint stick, so we'll use this old trim panel thing. I'll stir it around real good, and then we'll wipe it off. So here's the applicators they provide. And I've got a little bit of string and stuff on it. Just gonna pop that off. Sometimes how these get a little bit of fuzz. Move that out of the way. And I'm just gonna knock some of this fuzz off of here. This is not gonna be perfect. I almost kind of wish I did get the spray on, because that might have been a little easier. But for what I'm working with, I think this will be perfect. But I don't know if you can see that, there's a lot of fuzz coming off that thing. I just don't want to leave anything hanging up in the finish. All right, so we need to get the applicator full. Probably need to go ahead and start with the top of the cab. So let me get that set up. We'll go from there. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and start with, actually I think we can start with the hood and fenders. So let's do that. And we can do the top of the cab in a little bit. I'd like to go ahead and do this. I'm going to start with the working in the middle and then work my way back out. It says to make sure you give do a good job putting an even coat on here. So it says to get your applicator saturated. So I'm going to make sure to do that. Probably should have set out my table to put this on. Now I'm just going to little bit of that out just so I don't get a bunch of drips. And it might be kind of hard, honestly. Yeah, I don't like that. I better smooth that out. I think I put too much on my applicator. It is supposed to be self-leveling. I'm trying to get some of the big stuff out first. I don't know. I think I've already screwed it up because it said to try to get it, together. It's already drying. There's a big spot right there. Oh well, I should have known better. problem is it starts drying out quick and you get them streaks. The problem is when it runs and it starts getting sticky and you go to wipe over it, you know, of course it's hanging up and I feel like it's gonna affect the finish. So we got to put on, I think the camera quit because it got too hot or something. I don't know. We're in the garage, for goodness sakes. So I got one coat on. I feel like that I probably put it on too thin. It is drying, so you're going to see streaks in it right now. Matter of fact, I just stepped through some I spilt on the ground. But again, this is going to be that matte finish. And it says give it 20-30 minutes to dry. Some of that has to do with depending on your humidity, just like anything else when you're painting. But so I'm going to have to let it dry in here. Now it says it'll fully cure within 24 hours. So if I've made too big of mistakes, like I think that I have, because it is, I think it's heavier in some spots and not in others. So I'll need to double check that. But as far as maybe getting on the first coat, it's not too bad. They say you can go ahead and add a second coat by just simply giving it that 24 hours. You do have to scuff it a little bit with a gray cloth or a gray Scotch-Brite pad, and then you can go ahead and apply a second coat, which I may wind up doing that because now this is where I stopped and you can see it's actually pretty heavy, so I'm hoping it lays down. I kept dripping it out of the cloth, so I'm sure I wasn't doing it right. Oh my gosh, I forgot it. I got that whole back part under the window to get. Or no, I did get that, I think. Oh yeah, I did. But you can actually see the swirls in it, unfortunately. It doesn't look great, but hopefully maybe it'll level out. But once it kind of cures down a little bit more, I'll probably take it out and we'll pull it outside, get a good look at it, because I can't do anything with it anyway, as far as applying another coat. But I'm just hoping it does a pretty good job, so we'll see. I think that hood holds the color right. That's really good looking. So anyways, I guess we'll bring it back up when we pull it outside, so we'll keep you posted. Well, we're playing car carousel. We got the other two trucks back in the garage, moving my wife's truck over. I got one more to get over out of the ditch. But I want to show you the truck. Now, this finish is not great, and it's my fault. I did not do a good job. It says in the instructions, you know, don't go back and mess with it again, you know, to help keep the streaks down. And man, I wound up doing that in a few spots. So it's very streaky. Of course, you know, hey, it's our old farm truck. I was taking a shot at it. So, and then of course you can see back here where it's super shiny, which it's still a little tacky. I missed some spots. Put it on heavier here, not as heavy in some spots. You know, this was the matte finish. And I just messed up. I wound up putting it on, and then I could hit the spots where it would kind of, you could just feel it grab, you know, which I knew it was going to make a streak at that point. Some spots probably better than others. Again, old truck, and really just, heck, it needed a wash, you know. But I wanted to scuff it up, you know, try to put something on to kind of help it a little bit. Brought some good color out, that's for sure. Got some of that surface rust off, even on here on the hood. You know, this used to be all brown. Still a little bit brown, as you can see, but I mean, it was like raised up surface rust. So, but got some good colors out of it. I've got the top here. You can see it's got different colors on it as well. But what I'm going to wind up doing is, I think I'm going to scuff it back down. It's very streaky. It's just very streaky. I messed up. And so what I'm going to wind up doing is, heck, you can even see right there where I kind of had to drag it and it probably messed it up. But I think I'm just going to wind up scuffing it down, or, you know, lightly sanding it just to kind of smooth some of that out. And then what I'll do is I'll come back with another coat. I'll just come back with another finish on it and, you know, see what we can do. At this point, heck, that's all I can do. You know, from a distance, it actually looks really good. You can look at that hood and you can tell it's got some kind of protectant on it. So that's nice, but it is not good. I mean, you see all the streaks, and really that's user. That's on me. So anyhow, we'll lightly scuff it back down and then we'll put some new stuff on it, and then just kind of go from there. But kind of want to show you what the outlook or the outcome was. Well, I can even see it on the top. It's horrible. When you're sitting in the driver's seat, when I pulled it back out, you can see every bit of it. I don't know how well you can see that, but I've got streaks everywhere. I done a horrible job. Found even one spot where I just missed the total spot right here. Just completely missed it because I was trying to work it down to here, then come back. Completely missed it. So anyway, looking at it online, it says you can scuff it and do it. I've got enough to do another coat. I'm debating whether I want to try to do the wipe on again, if I want to try to scuff it and then maybe put another coat of wipe on there, or do I just want to go ahead and try to get the spray on. And what's weird is, like right there, boy, it's so streaky. That is horrible. I just did a horrible job there. You know, it's nice because it does have some coating on it, but I'm not gonna lie, it looked better when it didn't have it on there. You know, at least just kind of scuffed up smooth. So anyway, I am gonna back up and punt, probably scuff it. I really need to find a cool day to make sure I can get that done and do it back in the garage, but I'll keep you updated on. Okay, well, it's another day. We're back on the truck, and I think I've decided, and it's not really the product's fault, but more my fault, I believe. I put the stuff on when it was too hot, so let's, I'm gonna sand this down on the hood and the fenders, scuff it up, and let's try to spray it on this time. All right, so I got some sandpaper. Like I said, I'm just looking to knock down some of these big spots, and then I'm gonna scuff it up with that gray pad. I'm gonna blow it all off, and we're gonna do it again. So this time I'm gonna spray it. Hopefully it'll do better. I just put it on when it was just too hot, and that was our problem. So let's get busy kind of knocking this down, and then we'll go from there. Don't worry, I'll turn it off. It's just gonna be a lot of sanding, So I got this knocked down. I don't know how you can see it. Let me pull you in here. I got quite a bit of chalk dust on it just from the sanding. I don't know how well that's gonna come through, but basically what I'm gonna do now, I just went around the whole thing. Some of it sanded, some of it done both. Again, it's an old rough truck anyway. It doesn't really matter that much. It was just annoying me a little bit. I'm gonna wipe off this excess and get ready to bring it back in the garage. I may go ahead and mask it off here, what I can. But what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna just kind of wipe it off to get some of the harder excess stuff off before I take it in the garage. I'll actually get the air hose and I'll go ahead and blow it out, blow all the cracks out, do all that kind of stuff. Make sure I get as much out as I can, because as soon as you pull the trigger on that paint gun, it's going to blow out the air anyway. So if you don't blow it out, that paint gun will find it. Then what I'm going to do, just to try to help me out, is I'll take and I'm still going to do a wax and grease remover over the whole thing, try to collect what I can to clean off the finish. Then I'm also going to do a tack cloth. So again, it shouldn't really matter that much on here, but I'm going to try to do it that way. I can try to do the best I can, because this is the last time. It's a perfect weather today. Temperature is probably 15-20 degrees less than what it was the other day when I done it. So it actually says to do it within a certain temperature range, which I was outside that range, so my bad. But you know, I think what we'll do is we'll get that in there and do the final cleaning on it, so we keep as minimal dust in there as we can. And then, you know, we'll go to mix it up, spray it, and it's bound to turn out better than what it did the first time, because it really was rough. So from a distance it looked pretty good, but up close, no way. So anyhow, let me wipe this thing down, and we're gonna go ahead and get it masked up and get it in there. All right, so got my air blower. Blow this off real quick. Let's get it inside. So got the truck pulled back in. We're going to do a little wax and grease remover. I've got a new filter coming in for my gun here in just a little bit, so we can have a little filter on the gun. I got the compressor ready to go. Hopefully it's gonna be good. And you know, see if we can shoot this back on there. Basically this same process what I did the other day. We're gonna wipe it on, wipe it off, make sure we get all the extra residue off. So we'll probably come back when it's maybe when we've got it masked, and we'll use a tack rag on it But once we get that done, we'll probably come back. This is basically the same thing as what we did before, so we'll see you here in a bit. All right, so got that wiped down. You can tell it looks a little bit cleaner. Still rough as it can be. That's just the name of the game with this thing. So obviously we're not going for perfection. The wind's starting to pick up outside. So it's not probably the best scenario. Again, one of those things. But I got some masking paper, got some tape. I am going to mask some of it off. Some of it I'm not worried about. But I am going to mask, of course, off the windshield, the side windows, the door handles, the gas cap, you know, and the back glass, which it's not glass, it's plexiglass, but that's all the more reason why I don't want to put the coating on it. I don't want to have to deal with that. It doesn't have the emblems on the side, so no big problem there. I got this chrome emblem on the front, probably going to just go right over it. I am going to tape up the lights. I'm not sure about the markers. I almost thought about just lightly hitting them just to see what it looks like. I'll probably paint over these bumper mounts. Really, I think that's about it. I may paint off the bar back there or tape off the bar, but anyhow, it's really just about masking this off and getting it ready. My other filter should be here in just a minute. And truthfully, once we get it taped up and then do a final tack cloth, we should be good. All right, just getting finished up here with the masking. I've got a few more things to mask, but basically I'm just, I'm not a painter, and that's pretty clear. Not a window tinter, that's pretty clear. But my approach to this masking is kind of like window tint. It's hard to do by yourself, so what I'm doing is, well, it is for me. I'm just running it across there, taping it down, and then I'm going to trim around the edge and just tape it to where my mask outline. So once I get this one done, I just need to do the back glass, and then it's just a little miscellaneous things. Like I took the wiper blades off, I left the arms on. Probably tape up this mirror over here. The driver's side don't even have a mirror, so there's that. Once I get that back glass, I think it's just that miscellaneous stuff in the front. I think we're good to go. So I think we're almost there. Okay, so we got it taped up. I was able to run a couple test patterns with it, and using the old El Cheapo gun. Got my stuff mixed up right here. I'm about ready to pour it in and start laying it down. I'm gonna do that. I'll probably set the camera up over here back a little bit so I don't get too much stuff on it. Once I get started, I'll probably turn it off and move it out of the way. So let's see what we can do. Yeah, that's all I can do, is do your best. All right, so we got it stirred up. I need to get this respirator on. I had to kind of rework the respirator just because it was the straps had broke off of it. I hope this works. I've got the compressor set up. It is on. So it should come up, it's only about 30 PSI. I've got a Ziploc bag over the GoPro to keep it nice. What I'm going to try to do is hit the back side of this. Okay, so it's got a pretty good pattern right there. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. If I don't knock my head off. Here's where it's going to be tough. Is reaching up underneath here to get everything, because of this headache rack. So I'm going to just try it from here and then work my way back. I knew this headache rack would be hard. It is laying down. I'm wondering though if I need to put a little bit more where it has product, because it's trying
It seems a little dry, but I'm not going to get too crazy with it. Let's see. Trying to do a little bit of overlap. I'm going to run here to the other side and get the other side just so I can get the hole. This thing's going. We got it done. I'm just going to run some cleaner through it. Spray that out. Now we wait.
Well, I got the trucks moved back around. It's super unfortunate. We got a storm coming in, and so this really needs, it's dry to the touch. It actually done a lot better with the spray, but it's not fully cured, so I don't want to put it out there in the rain. We're going to get some heavy rains coming up here, but I can for sure tell you spraying on was the best way. Now, sad part is, as I run around and got the roof and the back and the hood and the fenders and the front and all that kind of stuff, I didn't get this door, and it's still shiny. So I've got, the finish is great. I mean, it really looks good. So I'm liking what it did on that. Spraying it was absolutely the best way to go. I wish I had it out of the garage so you could see it a little bit better, but I'll follow up. Once I get it out, I'll be able to show that. It's just pretty tight in here right now, but we're looking at some heavy rain, so I'm not looking for all this to be washed off. But so this is that matte finish, and with the spray, totally different outcome. You can probably see even up there on the roof, a totally different finish. It looks really good. So two things. One, I sprayed it, which made a big difference, and then two, the temperature was down, which was the big part. Now, I ran out. I did not have enough to do that door, so I'm going to order another kit. I'll cut it down, and I'll be able to do that to make it match. But overall, so far from what I'm seeing, I love it. So we'll get it out at some point and show you a little bit more, but for now, that'll be it. So the old Poppy's Patina worked pretty good. I've got a mess here, so bear with me, but this is the stuff that I actually used. It's this right here. It's the Wipe On Clear, the matte finish. And like I said, I'm going to order another kit of that. It's just unfortunate that I screwed up the first time, but overall, I'm really loving the way this looks. You can kind of get a look up there. I just don't have the best lighting in here. But yeah, that matte look on it is really nice. All right, well, that'll do it for this one.